Alright, what's up guys? Alright, today I picked up a single point sling for my Chris Vector. Show you why I actually got this guy compared to some of the other brands on the market. A lot of issues I've ever had with single points, anything with a bungee, really, is whenever you wrap it around your neck, you have a lot of times it's bungee all the way around, and I don't know, I'm kind of hairy and fat, so pinch my hairs a lot. So something like this actually kind of worked out. I was able to try it out at the shop. And yeah, I mean, the bungee is to the front end. Pretty comfortable overall. Adjustable, quick disconnect. Yeah. And then on top of that, getting this little back plate kind of is nice because the Chris Vector actually doesn't have any way to mount a sling. There's no quick disconnect pieces or nothing like that. I mean, I'm going to change out the brace eventually and probably have a way to mount at that point, but I'm kind of working on a budget right now. So, the backside, at least, of the Chris Vector SB is your standard pistol brace, but it has a standard mil-spec buffer tube and castle nut, which means I should be able to mount this guy between the receiver and the capsule nut and be able to use a single point sling. But either way, the way I'm going to break this down, the way I'm going to install this, is going to work either on any AR platform or anything that got this mil-spec buffer tube and capsule nut. So really the only two tools you need is going to be either, so there's two on the market. There's a couple companies that make armors, wrenches. It's going to have the capsule nut piece that you're going to need to basically untighten and retighten it. I got just your standard wrench. I know you can use a pry bar, but and BCM, whenever you actually build anything off BCM with the rails and barrels, they send these little guys with it, just your capsule nut tool, but just attaches on just like any other ratchet system. Sorry about that. But yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so I got the Chris Vector up on the bench vise. And well, anybody in the military can tell me what those are. But use some old cloth or clothing from the military. So let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Try to do this one-handed because I don't got a stand yet. Okay, there we go. Got the backer plate. All right. So let's see if this will work. So as you can see, well, I guess I can show you how to line it up. So you got these little grooves in, and you can see, to get that to focus. There we go. Yeah, you can see the three little teeth that are in there. You pretty much just line that all up. And I'm going the wrong way with the ratchet. Oh, that was a lot. That was really loose for something out of the factory. But as soon as you get this capsule nut off, pretty much this is what's going to hold it on. On top of that, make sure there's no make sure there's no spring. So one thing on your ARs, I'm going to let you know, is as soon as you remove this capsule nut, and usually you have your backer plate, is there's a little detent spring on the ARs. And I'll do a video on mine when I break down my AR, but there's a little detent spring you got to watch out for. And anybody that's ever built a rifle has probably experienced that crap going into outer space. But yeah, that'll pop out on you. So just watch out for that. If you do lose parts like that, there's a thing called an oops kit. A lot of local gun shops, we carry it at our local gun shop, but you can pick that up. Usually has what you need. But anyways, so with this guy, as soon as you got this capsule nut released, all you do is grab the back of the brace and simply, actually this guy's twisting off the whole tube. Let's see, I might have to take this off the tube. Let's tighten that down a little bit more. Try to not damage my vector. Alright, so we got the tube off. That tube. God damn. Let's see if I can cheat out. Alright, be back in one. Alright, so figured it out. Finally fixed it. So if you're following along, you got a Chris Vector and you're trying to go ahead and do this. Promise this is not on ARs. At least I've never come across this. What you're going to need to do, if you're on a Chris Vector platform, is find the smallest Allen keys you own. And fucking throw it in the garbage and go to Walmart or somewhere, because you're going to need the tiniest goddamn Allen wrench you could find. And even this technically was the right size. I just forced it. It ended up being 2 super small goddamn set screws, preventing me from moving the tube. So theoretically now that after a lot of cursing and screaming in the middle of the night with the baby in the other room, I should be able to remove this tube. Look at that. And if you're on an AR platform, yeah, as long as you didn't send that spring in orbit, you should be alright. Oh boy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but tore that up a little bit. Trying to force it. Alright, so that basically should be it. All you gotta really do now is make sure, one, you don't put this guy backwards and realize you ain't gonna be able to tighten it. 2, there's this little notch here. It should line up with that little gap. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Should sit just like that. And now on this Vectors, it's pretty easy because I'm not fighting with any detent springs or detents or nothing like that. On an AR, what you're going to end up coming across is, as you tighten this, you're going to hit a point where spring will be sticking out right here. And what it's going to want to do is catch this detent, because this is kind of loose. A lot of times this is going to be a lot tighter and will actually spin with the tube. What that's going to do is it's going to want to catch that spring. That spring's going to get torn off, bent, ripped off sideways. I mean, I've seen a lot of that coming into our shop. So go ahead and screw it in. Now, you're not going to want to screw it all the way in. And I'll have to do a video on ARs, because from there, there's a couple more things you're going to have to do, especially dealing with the buffer detent and stuff like that. But on this, at least on the Chris Vector, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to leave some thread, because I mean that castle nut actually has to be able to grab onto something. Make sure you line up that little detent with the groove on the buffer. Sorry. Yeah, there it is. There's that little guy. So what I'll do is I'll take that, set it up, and then kind of shimmy it down. At least get the castle nut kind of started on it. Alright, so this guy's not going to sit. Oh, yeah, it is. Now, biggest thing most people understand is like right there. I kind of had a little bit of a, kind of struggled with the nut. If you're new to any kind of machinist or mechanics or any type, is never force anything on the threads, because you will just make your life hell. So make sure that's even. Oh, I got a baby crying in the back. Oh man. Make sure that's even. I don't know. I'm picky about this part right here. Especially when I work on customers' guns. I hate when stuff is not straight. That's, I don't know. That's about right. And pretty simple from there. You take your tool and same thing, get it back actually. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this because I only have this, but a lot of times you run into this where the tubes will sometimes get in the way. Sometimes other pieces like down here is gonna get in the way. It looks like that might be my issue. Now, I've done a lot of cheats to kind of get around this. Sometimes it's not good. I've only really done it on my stuff. I haven't really messed around with customers' guns like this, but I'll get a screwdriver or something flat, kind of get it in there and chip at it, just kind of get it around. Thread locker definitely helps if you don't plan to take this off very much, or if you're kind of just worried about it coming loose in general. I don't know. These things usually don't get rattled loose. I've only seen a small handful that has. Yeah, no, that is not gonna work. And another thing, depending on brands and stuff like that, you might run into issues with your tools taking finishes off. Just definitely be kind of cautious about that. But overall, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll probably take it to my shop tomorrow. Probably tighten it down a little more, but I'm pretty happy with that, at least for now. It's flush. All right, so just put my brakes back on. Oh no, that is loose. Yeah, so I'll probably have to take this into my shop tomorrow and get this tightened down, or do it when I'm off the camera. But yeah, for the most part, that's about it. As soon as you get this capsule nut tightened, it prevents the tube from moving on you, prevents your stock or pistol brace, depending what platform you're on, from swaying, moving back and forth. Pretty self-explanatory when it comes to the sling. All you're gonna do is clip it on, and there you go. Like I was showing you guys earlier, so the bungee part of this is kind of keep it close to your body, but allow you to bring it up, push it out if you need to. Like I said, with this part, it's really nice around the neck. This isn't going to pinch you. Some single points actually have this system all the way around. Like I said, being on the back of my neck, being above my hair, I used to actually get pinched by this a lot. So kind of the reason why I went with this. Also because I'm kind of on a budget, and $30 on a sling with my back plate. I'm pretty happy with that. But all right, I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.